seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Off play action. Unloads to the wideout. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions.
He uncorks one deep. Makes a grab down the middle. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. And the Ducks will kick it off to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job of pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
He leaves it with his back. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. Using his legs, it's Hill. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. After the run, now to throw. Now adjusting. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Gonna let it fly. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
Really good coverage by the DB there, and even a better job of locating the football and then knocking it away.
A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Throws to the tight end. This time it's complete.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. Taking it the other way. Pulled down at the 45-yard line, and that's the kind of ball hawking a defensive coordinator loves to see. And the offense came out aggressively here in the second half, but they can't drive together and spit it up on the turnover.
I'll tell you, this defense has a lot of athletes, and they've got a lot of guys with ball skills. If you put the football anywhere around them in their vicinity and their ability to catch the football, they'll come down with it. This quarterback has got to be way more careful here in the second half.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. He's going to fire deep. Got it inside the 10. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks!
This offense looked unstoppable in the first half, lighting up the scoreboard, and it doesn't look much different here in the second half. They take their first drive of the third quarter, march it down the field, and score. There is no end in sight for these guys.
Coming out with it, it's Williams. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Throws to the wideout. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And those are tough passes. When you start throwing those balls towards the sidelines, it's a longer throw for the quarterback to make, and I think that's when you see the majority of the misses for guys, the majority of the overthrows and a little bit of inaccuracy start to show itself.
Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 for the first down. Bunch formation for these receivers. Wants to throw on first down. He's got it along the sideline. And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. Alabama comes to the line with first and 10. Trying to make magic with his feet. Oh, he's got some space. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. Alabama pushing the tempo.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. A first down sack can be a drive killer. Now it's 2nd and 13.
Man, this defensive end is a monster. I mean, you've seen his athleticism and his speed and his bend and his flexibility. He now has 2 sacks, and there's still a lot of football to play.
Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires downfield. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Quarterback floating away from pressure. On the run, deep down the right side. He's got it on the outside. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. And this play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon. And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. Fielded in the end zone, it's Williams. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Wide receiver going in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. Got a little space. Turning it on. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Takes it the other way. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And this guy showing off his hands again.
swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 11th ranked team in the land, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Notre Dame looking for a strong kick to get this one underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Stewart. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he had just taken the touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line, a pickup of 6. The Ducks racing to the line in a hurry-up. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
And on that run, he shows you his speed. When I think Oregon Duck running backs, LaMichael James, Kenyon Barner, Jonathan Stewart, I think about guys.
They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Unloads to the right. He's got it. Finding open areas. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. The Ducks are marching down the field. Moore will throw. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Pauly. Hits him with a stiff arm. Not the smartest move on that one. Out of bounds at the 9, and the field position is not good. Ball changes hands, and the offense finds themselves backed up inside their own 10. The inside handoff. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And that's a really good play by this cornerback. I mean, you usually keep inside leverage. You don't want to give up anything easy over the middle. Nice job playing the out route, getting his hand on the football, and making the deflection.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Pressure coming. Picked off. A turnover in their own end. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Oregon. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
He'll bring it out. It's falling. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They haven't exactly burst out of the starting blocks, and they need to get something together with this possession. From the gun, give on the inside. Pushed his way ahead. Really good run to get it out to the 20, a pickup of 5.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, missed the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
Quickly out to the tight end. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Give to the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Collisions and power on display, and after all of that, just back to the line of scrimmage. The Irish facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. To the air, it's Carr. Going deep. Brings it down on the right side. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They'll run it from the gun. Not much room to run. Let's give him 1 to the 33.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now, listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Notre Dame right back to the line. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. The throw, complete out of the backfield. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to give him a finish. They'll try to get it in with the run. They'll make the stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the 1st, let's take a quick look at our game stats. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! It's a much-needed life from this offense as they tried to cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. You're down. You got to make plays. You got to get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Moore to the air. Starting to feel a little pressure. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but second down coming.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard on these defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here comes the offense on second down. Throws it back. He's going to take off. Across the 25, he's got room. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. Just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Looking to throw on first down. Caught behind the line. It's Green. Five receivers across the formation. It's second and 11. Moore will throw. Looking deep. Catch in stride inside the 15. Touchdown, Ducks! He got a step and just dusted the field.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing him go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
Coming out with it, it's Pauly. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here come the Irish back on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
The play action fake. He'll take another shot here. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Well, no question where this quarterback is going to be trying to go with the football in this game, right? He's looking for his big play wide out, and the defense knows it. They had him double covered that time.
On third down, he drops to throw. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. So here they come going for it on fourth and long. The aftershocks of that earlier sack still reverberating. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He lofts one down the sideline. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Got room on the return. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. And he's gonna score. Touchdown, Oregon!
This is an offense that wants to take shots in the pass game. That time they went play action, and they were throwing the go route. That's one-on-one. Who's faster? The receiver gets in behind the defender. He is able to make the catch and take it in for the score.
And they knocked through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Fielded in the end zone, it's Pauling. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Back to pass, it's Carr. Good timing on the quick out. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go?
29 Philly, 29 Philly. Target.
Back to pass. Throws for the tight end. Complete downfield. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
And I like you got the first down of the drive. So maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
Looking to throw on first down. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Pulls it in on the right. He'll go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Big pickup there, and this offense is feeling it.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
42.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Dropping back, it's Carr. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit in coverage that forces the incompletion.
Griffin.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Tight end getting vertical. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching him.
And that touchdown is so big for this offense, right? Because here at the end of the half, you're just trying to find positives you can build upon. in the second half. And right when it was looking like this game was starting to get away from them, they're able to execute, score, and that's going to help their confidence.
The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. So a drive there of 82 yards, and they finish things off with a scoring toss from the 33. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Stewart. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. To the air on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. Moore to the air. He tries to take the top off. Makes the grab right down the middle. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He managed a few on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
You know, this is a receiving group that practices making catches in traffic, and they're used to having guys trying to rip it free. He's got to do a better job of keeping 5 points of pressure. After he makes the catch, that's a costly giveaway.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. They've got it at the 36 on first and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Well, this offense has come out slinging the pill. They are throwing it. They are trying to be aggressive. We're only in the second quarter, guys. Already, this guy has over 200 yards passing.
Wants to go up top on first down. Quickly complete. They make the stop, but the sweet pulling catch is plenty to give them a first down. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Flushed out of the pocket. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks!
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. One more snap coming before halftime. Looking to throw, it's Carr. He's going for it all. Makes the grab on the right. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. First and 10. These corners backing off a bit. Wants to throw on first down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. And the Ducks will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Pauly. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speak and very simple. I score. I get a stop.
Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. Past the 10. Touchdown, Irish! He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
If I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is good, but they still trail 35-21. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing room on this drive. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Looking to the big tight end. Lost the defense, he's wide open. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure, it's a first down.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And when you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that name? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket, make all the throws. This guy here reminds me a little bit of them.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on first and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. The Ducks will hustle to the line. Got it behind the line. It's Moore. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that just shows you the team speed this defense has. As soon as they identify who's got the ball, they are around and surrounding that ball carrier so quickly.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
Rush is on him. Under fire. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Intercepted. That is just what this defense needed. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing they needed to create takeaways to try to gain as much momentum as they could. Really nice interception on that play. Great job with the eyes by the defender there picking that up.
Here come the Irish back on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
And deja vu again. I'm not surprised, man. They found this guy for several touchdowns today, and they were looking for him again. He's made plays. He's dependable. Why would you not take shots? That one just missed, but I would not be shocked if they find that guy again.
Back to throw, it's Carr. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's not afraid to go deep. And it's picked off for the third time today. Bringing it back. Knocked down at the 43-yard line, and the interception has him set up in plus territory.
And talk about being an impact player for his defense. That's now his second interception in this game. Time and time again, when they've thrown his direction, he's come up with a big play. And in a tight game like this, those two interceptions, that is massive for this defense.
Looking to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And the QB leaves the pocket, and he scrambles out, and he goes to his right. And I love how he keeps his eyes down the field, trying to make a play, trying to throw the football with the relentless chase. I love it. Getting to the quarterback. He throws an inaccurate pass because he gets whacked as he throws the football. Nice job chasing.
There he goes. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
Dances away. Sails one into the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Going the other way, and he's got room. He stopped at the 19-yard line. A big play there to get the pick and take it back inside the 20.
Well, the good news is after that second pick of the third quarter now for this guy, they're still winning the game, but they are living dangerously right now. And they can't expect to hold on to that if this guy keeps making bad decisions.
Going for it all. Finds a spot in the middle. And he's brought down after making the big catch, but not before he picks up more than 40.
Nice play there. And I know when you think Notre Dame football, you're thinking about running the football and all those NFL offensive linemen they have, but when you've got playmakers like him on the perimeter, you've got to be able to take advantage of him. This guy has the chance to play on Sundays. He's too good. If you've got a window to throw and that guy's out running a route, give him an opportunity.
He'll take another shot here. Complete to the right. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
They've got this defense reeling after that last play. Now it's 1st and 10 inside the 15. Pulls and fires complete to the right. Touchdown, Notre Dame! And here they come almost all the way back.
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not 1, not 2, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
And the extra point splits the uprights. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Moore will throw. Here's a heat. And the quarterback brought up to and sacked at the 12.
That's a great job on the blitz, getting the sack. He's showing you his speed right there. And with that play, he's making some of the great Golden Domer linebackers of old proud. Guys like Manti Te'o, Jalen Smith. How about Michael Stonebrick, one of the all-time...
Breaks into the open. And he'll be smacked to the ground.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Offense breaks the huddle. It's third down. Wants to adjust the pattern. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So we open the final period with a third down play. Pulls and fired complete. What a cut. Now he's loose. Turning on the Jets. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Oregon. Once he got some room, it was over. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Man, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
He'll bring it out. It's Pauly. He gets it across the 25 to the 27 after bringing it out of the end zone. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Things have not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the fourth quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to...
He lets it fly. Makes the catch down the right side. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
Well, you're down 2 possessions. The defense knows you're going to take shots, so it's not going to be easy. But how about that explosive play and a 50-50 ball? Guy comes down with it, and that is perfect. You've got to score quick and get the ball back quickly here to win this game.
They'll move the tight end. To the air, it's Carr. Looking left. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Smart move to keep it on the ground. Find some fresh air.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Off the play fake. Moves away as he feels pressure. Got his man. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. The Ducks in the hurry up.
You know, you're seeing in college football now a spread offense and tempo and air raid we're seeing more and more 400-yard days, but I can't remember the last time I've seen one look as impressive as this guy has played today, David. He has been on fire.
And it's so annoying now because
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line.
yeah, and I like this offense keeping the foot on the gas. You got to lead by a couple scores, but keep the foot on the accelerator. Nice job. Another big play down the field for this offense.
And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. Moore to the air. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Ducks! These guys looking to put the finishing touches on this game with that score.
Yeah, and I think you feel confident that ends it, right? Late in the game, it would take a miracle for the defense to get back in it. That miracle is no longer coming now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Pauling. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Going right to work up top. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. So now it's 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Pulls in the deep ball. And that one looked as if it might go all the way, but they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown-saving tackle. One big play, and you go from a little backed up to threatening. It's 1st and 10 from the 40. Looking to throw on 1st down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to throw, it's Carr. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Gonna look downfield again. Right down the middle. Pulls it in. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25. They'll send the back in motion. To the air on 1st down. Unloads it left. Nearly another interception. It'll be 2nd down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Dumps it to the back. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate.
Lets it fly deep downfield. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they've just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
Hold it, finds his man on the left. Oh, he's got some space. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. Might be calling a hot route. Moore will throw. He fires one deep over the middle. Pulls it in down the middle. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the fourth quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Looking downfield on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Gonna sling it on second down. Buys a little extra time. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is a tape that they're going to want to burn and never watch again.
Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Here's the pressure. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. To throw, it's Carr. Here's a throw downfield late. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And he is brought down after the interception, and the clock strikes 0 here in the fourth quarter. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been